Hi y'all, this is Jaymie at Homesteading, and we're going to make HP sauce, or HP sauce, or House of Parliament sauce, or Daddy sauce, or brown sauce, however you want to call it, because there's lots of names for it out in England. And if you don't know, my husband is from England, and he likes to challenge me to make things from his home country that he would like to have. And I don't know where to buy this stuff around here, so I'm going to wing it. And just like all the other recipes that I've made for him, I've never tasted the stuff before. So if you don't know, it's kind of hard to make something you don't know what it's supposed to taste like. So we're going to just see how this goes. And my name's Jaymie, and I'm going to take you along for this ride. And if you're new here, thanks for being here. And please hit subscribe and follow along and see all our other adventures, because we never know what we're going to get up to. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you. And let's see what all we got going on over here. And if you hear my pot, that's because I've been stuck in the kitchen for 3 days. I haven't even got ready for my day yet. But this right now is my day. So once I'm done in the kitchen, I might get ready and get some other projects done around here. Anyway, let's do this. Okay, to start, we have prunes. I just got Walmart special, and that is 125 grams of prunes. We're going to do 3 small Granny Smith apples, because my daughter will eat the rest in the bag, and it's cheaper to get the small ones than just the big ones. If you do get the big ones, it'd be 2 big ones. And we need 1 brown onion, which, there's my onion already pre-chopped. Would have been frozen, but go watch that fail video. The complete fail video, I think is what I'm going to call it, because I'm in the middle of taking care of all of that stuff. I'm actually probably just about finished, which I'm so excited about. So I figured, you know, might as well, since I'm stuck in here, finish what I wanted to do. About 185 grams of just plain white sugar. It calls for 1/8 of a cup of salt, and I probably will not be putting all that salt in to begin with. We shall see. We need 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which I don't have cayenne pepper, and I've seen some recipes called for tamarind. So I have this, which is spicy tamarind. So this is vodka. So I want to use some of this and see if that'll take the place of both of those. If I need to add more heat, I do have other things that I could use to add heat. I just don't specifically have cayenne pepper on hand at the moment. But if you use that, you'd need 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then also 1/8 of a teaspoon of fresh nutmeg. So I will also put in just a tiny blob of the molasses if I find it necessary. This is the first time I'm going to be making this, so I'm going to taste as I go, and we'll see what we need to add when, and I'll be sure to update you along the way. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me fairly well. If not, I'll put some music in, maybe do a voiceover. Well, we're going to start with these prunes. I'm just going to do a rough chop on these and try not to knock y'all around. Y'all are literally just over my shoulder, so that should be interesting. Okay, just a rough chop. Nothing fancy. I'm going to put those. This is a cold pot. I haven't started any of it yet. I don't want all of that. And this is a very heavy bottomed pot. Cast iron, coated cast iron pot. And then we're going to move on to our apples. And I'm going to quarter these and then just remove the cores and the seeds. Let's see if I can show you how to do this. Just go at an angle like that, and that removes your seeds. And I'll probably chop this one more like that. So quarter, core, and then a chop. And repeat. If you don't like the texture of the skin, you can take it off. I've seen a few different recipes. Some people leave it on, some people take it off. Some people will put this through a strainer at the end. And some people will blitz it up in the food processor or use the immersion blender. So there are different tweaks that you can do to this recipe, but this is where you want to pay attention on how to prepare your vegetables, your fruit, to your liking. If you're going to strain it and you don't like the apple peels, then it doesn't matter if you use the apple peels or if you peel it. It'd probably be a lot better just to leave them in there than having to take the time to peel them. If you're going to puree all of this and you don't want apple peels, then you must take the apple peels off beforehand. Otherwise, you're going to have a real fun time trying to fish all that out. So just get them ready in advance on how you want. You can also go like this if you're pretty good with a knife, but as you see, things will fling everywhere. The safer option is to keep your fingers out of the way and go like that. And probably the cleaner option. Alright, get that stuff out of my way and we'll continue. Okay, got my pre-chopped up, supposed to be frozen onions. And we need about half an onion. But I don't know if that's half a large onion or half a small onion. So we're just going to wing it. And you know what? All the rest of this needs to be used. So we're going to say it's half a large onion. Alright, now I'm going to add our sugar, just plain white sugar. And I'm going to use about half of this. So about a 1/16 of a cup of salt to begin with. And this vinegar is a mix of malt vinegar and red wine vinegar because I did not have enough malt vinegar for this. Malt vinegar is also hard to come by in my neck of the woods down here in Texas. Alright, so I'm going to add the half a teaspoon of ginger. We need about a quarter of a teaspoon of allspice. And then if you have fresh nutmeg, definitely use that. But I have some in one of my containers, and you need about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And as you can see, my very accurate measurements. And then here's where you would put in your 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. But instead, we're going to give it a little splashy-blashy of vodka. Maybe a splashy and a half of vodka. And that, like I said, will add the spice and the sweet and sour tamarind flavor. If you haven't tried tamarind, I recommend you do. I have found fresh tamarind pods at the Mexican market, and it's really cool the way it looks. I'll try to insert a picture. And you just crush the outer shell, and then you chew on the stuff on the inside, and there's a big seed on the inside. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll see that I will also grow tamarind. Well, this is where I get my seeds from. It's just from eating the tamarind. It's much cheaper at the Mexican market. Okay, so we're going to turn this on. We're going to turn it on high because unfortunately my big burner is taken. I have a burner back there that's busted on my glass top stove. If y'all want to help my channel out, please hit subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. That way I can upgrade my stove. That will help my channel so I can reach those goals to upgrade my stove, because I'm working with 3 burners now. It's horrible. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate anything and everything you do. Watching a video here and there is great. I appreciate it all. So we're just going to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to reduce heat and simmer, let's say about 20 minutes. And then I'll show you going on from there. Okay, so it's come up to a boil, fairly decent boil. Because like I said, I'm using a tiny burner with this big pot. And I'm going to just give it a stir, and I'm going to let it cook down for about 20 minutes for now. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead now and use my stick blender and get this all blitzed up. Or not. My stick blender's not working well. Look at that. That is not going nearly fast enough. Technical difficulties. What the heck? Maybe it's time to get going. Hopefully this doesn't fill up my blender very much, because doing this in a blender isn't always the safest route. You should let it cool. Woo-wee. Okay, so I got my honey to come hold the pot so I could scoop it in here, because we're in like awkward areas because we don't want to bump that. I have this rag we're going to cover it with, and we're going to say a little prayer, because this is scary. I don't have a pulse on here. Puree oh Lord. Even that don't sound right. Do you think, how weird is that? Maybe it's not my stick mixer. That don't sound right. That ain't going at the right speed. Do you think there's something wrong with that? Ooh.
Bring it to a different.
Let's try this plug. Might be having to fish my stick mixer out of my trash can. It's not that. Okay, I'm gonna go test out another socket and see if my sockets failed me. The mystery continues. But I did remember that this button was my pulse. Are you kidding me? Do I have 2 appliances that are going out in the same day? That's not near fast enough. Oh. What a few days, man. What a few days. So it looks like this one's going out. Okay, that's all I'm willing to do. I'm going to put this back in the pot and reduce it down some more. Okay, this is what it looks like after we've dumped it in.
Looks like HP sauce, or HP as my English people say.
Even with the chunky? Are you going to want it strained since it's extra chunky?
It doesn't bother me.
So you don't care?
No.
Okay. Well, that makes it easy. So we're just going to have a little bit lumpy HP sauce as long as it tastes right.
Yeah.
Okay. So he also went around with my stick blender and tested different circuits of the house, and it stayed the same on the whole everything. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up to a boil again, and I'm going to get it reducing. Woo, got some big thick bubbles coming up now. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce that heat. to what would be like a simmer, and I'm gonna just stir it and make it, you know, the spoon trick where you swipe across. You can see the bottom of the pot now, so you can kind of see once it sticks and then it stays where you can see the bottom of the pot. You can kind of tell it's thickened then. So we're just going to reduce this down a bit. Have the wonderful, lovely husband give it a taste and go from there. And this does need to mature, which means it needs to sit for a little while for all the flavors to come together. I don't know how long. We're going to taste it now, and then we'll taste it again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks. It's got to age. We're going to get him to taste this a little bit so we can see where our flavors are at. Sister's being a little noisy back there. Alright, so the Englishman himself will be testing it out and see what we need to add. Could be salt, could be sweetness, I have no idea. Keep in mind it needs to mature. Try it, try it, try it. Is it disgusting?
Yes.
No, I can tell if I ate a little bit, that'd probably be exactly the same.
So what about the salt and the sweetness though?
Fine.
Both salt and sweet is fine? It's just the flavors haven't like matured enough yet?
That's what I'd say. Have you tried some?
I haven't tried it at all, should I?
Yeah.
Go start, you little poo!
Alright, so I'm gonna try this HP sauce. I don't know why, I don't know what it's supposed to taste like, never had it before. But at least I can see if it's disgusting or if I like what I've created. And we can go from there. Sister, you're gonna try it too, right? It's very vinegary. My whole house smells like vinegar. So if you hate vinegar, this isn't the sauce for you. Just so you know. Ooh, I've had something similar to that.
Brown sauce.
It is brown sauce.
Yeah. A1 sauce.
No. No. This does not taste like A1 sauce. People say it's similar, they lie. I'm gonna have to think. Reminds me of something my grandfather has given me. I just don't know what the heck. Tell me you're gonna try it. Try it, try it, try it. She's running away, y'all. Anyway, which way am I pointing?
That way.
That way. Did you read my sign? Have you hugged your plumber today? No, I haven't. Okay. I love my plumber. Alright, so after the taste, I let this simmer for about 10 more minutes. And you can see how much slower that sauce fills my swipe across. So it has thickened up a whole lot more. And I will show you what I'm going to put it in and how I'm going to preserve this, because there's no way we can get through all of this if we just stick it all in the fridge. Plus I have a feeling he's going to not want to use it all too quick, but savor it. And let's get on to that. Okay, to start with, I repurposed my malt vinegar jar. See, now it says HP sauce. I got my biggest funnel, so in here would be bigger, since there is still some chunky bits. So hopefully this will just ooze on down into the bottle. And I have turned the heat off. And you could definitely double or triple or quadruple this recipe. Oh yeah, it's going down nicely. Perfect. So once we find out if it's for sure what he is looking for, then I can go ahead and replicate this and make just as much as I want to store. Alright, so I will show you if I have any extra at the end. If not, we're just going to put this bottle in the fridge once it cools and enjoy it. Alright, so it looks like I have enough for at least 1 jar, maybe 2. And I did just run these jars under some really hot water, just on the outside with the lids on, just to warm them up a bit since this sauce is still really hot. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Let's see if we can get a second jar. I doubt it, but I won't know until I try. Alright, I'm gonna try to scrape out the last little bit of this sauce and see if we can make 2 little half pints. And I don't know what the headspace should be on this, but whatever the headspace turns out to be is what I'm going to do. I'll make them even. And it is a sauce, so it's not like it needs a whole lot of space to cook more and to expand. So let's see. Well, that gives them both about 1 inch headspace, which probably is too much, but it'll be just fine for us. And I'm going to wipe my rims, and then I think we'll test out the digital canner again, because I tried to water bath can something before for the first time and it ended up pressure cooking it. So let's see if we can do this right this time. Alright, so we got 1 full bottle for the fridge and then 2 8-ounce or half pint jars. These still need to be water bath, but I wanted to show you what we got. And I went ahead and labeled them, HP sauce and the date. Let's get this finished. Alright, so I got my Carry digital canner. And I'm going to put, we got 2 jars, Daddy.
Nice.
I'm going to put those in there and make sure I have, I don't know how many inches it needs, probably 1 or 2. It doesn't say on these instructions, but we're just going to make sure it's covered with warm water because our jars and our sauce is still warm. Ooh, you know what I don't have is my rack. It fell out of my pot. Don't do water bath cannon or pressure cannon without that in there. So we need to close this, open the exhaust valve, click water bath. Oh, it helps to plug it in.
Oh no, that's broke too.
Shut up. That'd be horrible. I just got this. Okay, so we're just going to do it for 10 minutes. And then push start. And then that's going to go around in circles, circles, circles. And then it's going to start doing what it needs to. Really? I didn't bake that with love. So who's giving you some love? So this will happen. It's coming up to temp, bringing your temp to boil. Just like a stovetop canner, you bring it to boil, get your steam going, and then you start your timer. So you literally just push that to start your timer, but this thing will do all the rest of it for you. So fingers crossed we will actually water bath can this today instead of pressure canning it again, but we'll find out what happens. Alright, let's see what this HP sauce looks like after it's been water bathed. Looks rather nice. I seriously doubt we're gonna have it for very long, so I'll have to make a whole lot more of it if we love it once it has matured, but I call that a win. Well, it's been a whirlwind few days in here in the kitchen, and I'm ready to get outside and do stuff, so I need to go check the weather for tomorrow morning because My husband and I have a project that we need to do outside, and I am ready to be outside and not stuck in this kitchen for 3 days unplanned. Also, I plan on having him try this HP sauce, brown sauce, whatever you want to call it, English sauce, in a week and see if it has matured enough to be what he remembers. And I will insert that here if he's wanting to do it on film, and if not, I'll come on and let you know what the family said or what he said or whatever. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you give this recipe a try, which I will write out what I did down in the description box, please give this video a like if it entertained you at all, helped you decide if you wanted to make it at all. If you try it, let me know how you like it, etc. And if you haven't subscribed so far, please do that. It helps our channel grow and lets us make more and more content to put out there for y'all. And I really appreciate you spending all the time you have with me. And if you're not busy and you want to check out some more things, I will link some other videos that YouTube recommends for you. It'll be in the little boxy do. So go ahead and click on one of those, or go take a look through my video list. I do shorts and I do full-length videos. I never know how long it's going to be or etc. I try not to make them too long, but please go check out a couple of those. And again, I appreciate you for everything you do to help our channel grow. And for now, love you, bye-bye.